one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
It starts with an engineer providing access to thousands of Shell EV chargers, helping supply more than 20% of the UK's gas, getting it from here to here, investing in people and communities to build skills for the energy transition. Shell is helping power the UK, now and into the future.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this.
The corner knockdown.
Still the undisputed champion of the world. Press conference live on DAZN. Pat McCormack, one of Britain's greatest ever amateurs, continuing to make his mark in the professional ranks.
Oh, 1-2!
Tremendous.
Mark Dickinson.
Oh, big left hook.
And the new English super middleweight champion.
Oh, beautiful punch picking from Sandy Ryan.
Good, flashy, classy stuff.
This is a Tang special, not just special, but the future in the heavyweight division.
The Tang does it in one. This could be the perfect liftoff.
The fight starts now!
We've got a lot of special ones at the moment. They're all dangerous. You've got to be careful what's coming back all the time.
Yes, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Fight Week in Sunderland, a milestone moment in the career of Olympic silver medalist Pat McCormack, who headlines a card for the first time on Saturday night when he meets tough Mexican Miguel Parra in what is now an official final, not final eliminator, not yet, Darren, an official eliminator for the WBA World Welterweight title. 10 rounds to look forward to on Saturday night. And I must just say, Darren, these cards, we always say this, but the ones that tend to offer you a little bit of everything. Some of Matchroom's brightest prospects on show, professional debuts, which we'll talk about, former world champions returning, and as we say, domestic dust-ups, and this big night for Pat McCormack. It's good to be back.
It is. I thought you was going to give me a bit of stick about my clobber.
Well, it's a little bit undercover cop, Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Normally we match quite well.
Yeah, I know, but you know, you're right. Card, top to bottom, so much to look forward to, and big important fights, the pot of gold for the winners to progress and move on to bigger and better things, so important, and yeah, what a platform to do it on.
When you think about Pat McCormack, no one's ever doubted the talent, the pedigree, and what we've seen so far speaks for itself. I think the only frustration has been that the boxing fans haven't maybe seen enough of Pat McCormack than they would have wanted to because of how special he is. No fault of his own, a little bit of injury and frustration. But coming off that win against Robbie Davis Jr. and in this eliminator now, how good is it that he's back under the spotlight on a night like this?
Yeah, look, and no one will be more frustrated than Pat himself. Look, he wants to be busy. Look, a busy fighter is a dangerous fighter, and when you've got the talent that he has, we just want to see more of it. But look, these things happen. It's the hurt business. You get injured, and you've got to show yourself something, that you've got patience, you've got resolve, and you can come back. And look, I've no doubt that this is a great opportunity for him to, again, showcase what he's about and how close he is to these big fights.
Talking about those big fights, obviously business to take care of on Saturday night. Romero holds that WBA welterweight title, but sitting just above Pat in the WBA rankings, Matchroom stablemates, Jack Catterall, Conor Benn. He's there now at number 8, and I guess we'll find out more on Saturday, but do you think he's ready for these type of conversations?
Look, the talent, no doubt. There's still questions that the team will obviously be alluded to, but that's exciting. I mean, if there was ever a big carrot to be dangled, it's now, because a win or two, you're in big fights, and that's so exciting. You want these exciting moments as a fighter. It keeps you hungry, keeps you driven, and that's what it's all about.
OK, well, as you may be used to by now, in the absence of Eddie Hearn, you do get left in the not-so-capable hands of myself, Jamie Ward and Darren Barker. We bring the fighters up in their little groups to have a little chat and get their final thoughts ahead of Saturday's action. Our first group of fighters, one professional debut for Brad Casey on Saturday night from York, and also the professional journey is continuing of two young fighters who started pretty well in TMA Ayton and Adam Macker.
Breaking Castillo down here in round 2. Left hand to the body.
Oh, but a beautiful right hand. She didn't mean to take that.
And there is a knockdown.
The barrage of punches he just couldn't deal with.
OK, here we go then, guys. Great to see you and welcome you to the stage. Brad, let me come to you straight away. Look, you only get one professional debut. I've just been speaking to the team, and they'll always tell you that it's all about timing in this game. 20 years old, a young cruiserweight, full of ambition. But to be here now, how does it feel, and why do you feel this was the right time for you to turn over?
Yeah, I think it's the perfect time, and yeah, just exciting. Can't wait to get the show on the road.
Brad, for those who haven't seen you or followed you in the amateur days, what was it you achieved? What are your accolades, and what are your dreams now you've turned pro?
Obviously, I mean, I believe I can go all the way, but as an amateur, I was always... I know a lot of people say it's cliche saying that they've got a pro style, but just from being amateur, I've always said I've loads more adapted to professional boxing than I am amateur boxing, so I can't wait to prove that.
And does it make it extra special as well to make your debut on the same card as your best mate, Leo Atang? He didn't do too badly on his debut, did he,
exactly,
recently?
yeah.
So does that make it a little bit more special for you?
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. And Adam himself as well, you know, it's a good, very good card to be on, so I'm very excited.
What is the dream then? What is the dream for you sitting here? This will be a press conference you'll watch back in the years to come.
To go all the way, no doubt, to be a world champion.
OK, we look forward to the professional debut of Brad Casey on Saturday night, opening the prelims from 5:15 p.m. live on Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels from Sunderland Live. Now, I said in a little intro there that two young fighters who started pretty well on their professional debuts, didn't they, Darren? It's fair to say.
Bad, yeah.
Knockout wins. Firstly, you, Adam Macker. Not many young fighters go over to Madison Square Garden and make their professional debut and win in the fashion that you did. You've had a little bit of time to process it all now. How do you look back on that momentous night for you in America?
Yeah, look, I had a week off after, and obviously we were straight back to the gym. So I think I'm going to take all of that in when I retire and become a world champion.
The night in MSG, I mean, it's things of dreams. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's remarkable. What are your big takeaways from that night in New York?
Sort of, it was great to sort of get that experience on a big stage straight away. So when I do get to them stages, boxing for world titles, that I'm used to it. I've been there before, and it's nothing that I'm new to.
You had someone as well who was looking to have a real go. You know,
looking to bang me out, yeah.
Match well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Look, we sort of see from his previous fights, like he come to win. The commentators, they said at the start, an overhand right introduces me to the pro game. But it's sort of, I was happy with that. I want someone who comes to win.
And Eddie's got a lot of top prospects, Adam and Matchroom right now. Two of you sat on this sofa here today. In terms of when you look at that debut, like we were just talking about, heading into Saturday, what is this your opportunity to show us all once again? What's the objective this weekend?
Knockout. Sort of, I just want to keep entertaining people and just keep doing what I love.
OK, look forward to seeing you back in the ring on Saturday. Adam Macca, fight number 2 for him and also for you, Tia. Now, listen, I think everyone felt a little bit sorry for you. A similar question to Adam, but to go in the ring and do what you did on the big stage, what did you take from that night?
I took away that next time I'm not going to go in there 100 miles per hour in the first round. I'm just going to calm down a bit and just hopefully the stoppage will just come on its own.
You're a big fan, Darren.
Massive. I don't know how you can't be. But Tia, look, there's a lot of noise surrounding you, and rightly so at the minute. But in your own words, what is Tia May Ayton capable of achieving in the sport of boxing?
I think I could be undisputed world champion in about 4 weight categories.
I thought you was about to say 4 weeks then.
No, but hopefully I can do it before, I want to do it before like 22. It's like that's the youngest someone's ever done it, like as a woman. So hopefully I can beat her record and do it before her.
Slightly driven then.
Yeah, be a bit better than you as well. Not far off. Normally, it's not normally everyone who outdoes Darren on the stage here, so I quite like that. But just in terms of, I remember in the ring after you won the debut, all you were talking about is how many new Instagram followers you've got. How's life in Bristol these days?
It's actually all right. It's not changed really a little bit, but I got the reel that I wanted.
And just in terms of Darren just said there, just finally, having that night, winning in that fashion and the dream you've always had, now you have that little taste for it, how much stronger has the dream felt for you of late?
Yeah, I think I love boxing a lot more now, and I feel like every training session and every time I'm like training is worth it because I'm here now and I'm fighting Saturday.
OK. Did you have one more there, Darren? I thought you spoke there, sorry.
Don't blink. Don't blink would be my final comment.
Absolutely not. Well, 3 great young fighters to look forward to seeing in action on Saturday night. Tia May Ayton fights for the second time as a professional, as does Adam Macca. And we welcome Brad Casey to the professional game for his debut. 5:15 p.m, Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels. Guys, thanks very much for joining us. We lead into the next group now. 2 more young prospects in Leo Atang and Cameron Vong look to make their mark on DAZN this weekend.
You can see now, very heavy-handed.
And now we're starting to see the quality of Cameron Vong.
That lovely left uppercut.
Leo Atang does it in one emphatic win for Cameron Vong.
OK, sit down, gents. I've just been told off by Frank Smith that I've been looking at the wrong camera for the whole broadcast so far.
Not like you, is it?
Yeah, so apologies for that. Amateur hour indeed. Frank, great to welcome you to the stage as well. Before we go to the gents here today, just want to talk about, look at the 3 fighters who've just been on the stage here before the guys. When you're investing in the sport of boxing and you're looking at the top end and making the big fights, how do you balance the priority with investing in the future?
Yeah, you've always got to be looking at the future because, as we've seen, we've had great stars who are coming towards the end of their career, and you've got these fighters up here who are really building for the future to be those headliners and be global stars. You know, you look at the fighters you just had up here. Tia, spectacular performance, as Darren said, what a finish in her first fight. Adam Macca challenging himself in his first fight against, a real test, and Brad Casey's professional debut. So you've got to work with fighters as well who believe in themselves and are going to push themselves both inside and outside the ring. And that's what everyone you see, both these 2 guys here and the 3 you had before, are up for doing.
Frank, sorry, do you think it puts a bit of pressure when you see the guys and girls doing that in dramatic fashion for the rest of them coming through thinking, I've got to follow suit there?
Yeah, but I think that's what we need. You need fighters to go in there and deliver big performances. And ultimately, KO finishes, those highlight reel knockouts, are what people tune into. And it's about showing your personality outside of the ring as well, and getting yourself out there and making the effort, because you can deliver in the ring, but if you haven't, how many great fighters have we seen over the years that haven't matched up their potential in the ring, outside of the ring as well? So, it has to be balanced.
And in terms of these guys, I know the fighters always like hearing about the plan. Obviously, let's start with Cameron. These guys at different stages of their journey so far, coming off that win in the grudge match against Jordan Flynn. What's the plan for him now starting on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously a new training team working with Ben Davison now. So the key was to get him a fight, get him activity, and utilise those learnings from a new gym and a new place in a fight itself. And then ultimately the goal is that Gavin Gwynn rematch. It's the fight that's been spoken about. It's the fight Cameron wants, and it's the fight we'll make next. He's got to come through Saturday night. He's not the kind of person who's going to look past a fight like Saturday, but that's what's in his mind is Gavin Gwynn, and that's the fight you'll see next.
And quickly for Leo Atang, I mean, you didn't half put the pressure on him, unveiling him at the rebrand alongside Frank Bruno and Anthony Joshua. Did pretty well though on the debut. How do you move him forward at this stage?
Yeah, 100%. And it's like you said with Tia, like the pressure of 18 years old going out there, not just the fight itself, but the build-up and being compared to the kind of names that Leo's being compared to. AJ, we've obviously been on a tremendous journey with, and we believe Leo can go all the way. He's got everything that you need to do that, but he's got to be taken at the right pace. He's 18 years old. We're going to do that. He's going to be kept active, 7 fights in the first year of his career, and then build from there. So he has got every attribute needed, and we will be there every step of the way to deliver for him.
Well, let's bring the fighters in then. I mean, Leo, look, the pressure was on, but you did the talking in the ring, certainly that night. Didn't last very long, did it, the debut? But a similar question to what we just asked the guys there. With all that pressure being on you from the opening bell, quite literally, what did you learn about yourself, do you think, that week?
Yeah, definitely. I felt the pressure. I felt it was a lot building up, but I almost, took each day at a time. Obviously, you got the pressed away and took all the little steps. And obviously, once you actually get in there, it's what you do day in, day out. So you relax completely and just do your thing.
Leo, obviously you're at different stages of your career, but only 2 years apart, you and Moses Atalma. How exciting is it for you seeing how he's progressed so quickly and the heights that he's scaled, knowing that you've got a similar sort of talent to him?
Yeah, definitely. And like I say to everyone, hats off to him. He's almost open and paved the way for young fighters like myself to go turn over early, and it's nice to see someone doing that. And obviously I want to hopefully emulate this exact same and take it at my pace, but eventually get to where he's at.
And listen, you're stirring the pot here, Darren, because Ben Davison and Team Atalma are in the house here, so
yeah.
He's looking for a bit of reaction, I think, here, Leo. Just quickly then, as I say, the debut was pretty good. How does Saturday look in your mind in comparison?
Hopefully the exact same, another knockout and straight on the road again.
OK, great stuff. Look forward to seeing professional fight number 2, just 18 years old, but one of the brightest hopes in boxing's blue ribbon division, the return of Leo Atang, and also a return on Saturday night for this man, Cameron Vong. Now, Cam, obviously the natural question is new team. You came off that win with Jordan Flynn in a fight that meant a lot to you at the time. You put that rivalry to bed in the way you wanted to. How have things changed for you since then, since you've linked up with Ben and Lee Wiley?
Massively, it's another level down there. So I've been enjoying training. I've been down there 5 months, and I feel like I'm a new fighter. I feel like it's Cam Vong 2.0, and I'm looking forward to showcasing it Saturday night.
Cam, what's it been like rubbing shoulders with those kind of guys? Atalma, AJ, McCormack, the list goes on. Wood. Success breeds success. You must be buzzing down there.
They say the smartest person in the room, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I take that into the gym and listen, I'm nowhere near the best in there, but I'm around a lot of fighters that are better than me, way ahead of me. So I'm learning in there off all them, and it's great to be around. I feel like I'm getting better every day.
I do want to ask you about, obviously, business to take care of on Saturday night, but the Gavin Gwynn fight seems to be spoke about a lot on social media. Is that something that, like Jordan Flynn, for different reasons, that you two want to put to bed? Is that in your mind for this year?
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing his name, to be honest. But obviously I'm fully focused on Saturday night, and then I'm going to get him dealt with as well, and then put my feet up for Christmas.
What's the message from Ben, just finally? What do they want to see from Cameron Vong 2.0 on Saturday?
Just going to mix me timing up, mate.
That must be an inside joke, I think.
I'll tell you what I'm happy about, because I've never been the most intelligent in any room. So, yeah, that's a plus.
OK, well, likewise, Darren, I've been looking at the wrong camera, so I'm certainly in that club as well. OK, great stuff. The return of Cameron Vong, big fights on the horizon for him. But first business to take care of on Saturday under new trainer Ben Davison, also professional fight number 2 for Leo Atang. The press conference rolls on as we welcome Sandy Ryan back to the UK for the first time in a little while.
Oh, big left hook from Sandy Ryan.
So spiteful. That was lovely boxing from Sandy Ryan. Oh, lovely shot.
Tremendous shot to the body. Brilliant work from Sandy Ryan.
OK, here we go then. The press conference continues. Joining Frank Smith on stage now is former world champion Sandy Ryan and Jade Grierson as well. Ladies, great to see you both. Sandy, before we come to you, I just want to speak to Frank, because when you look at Sandy's career of late, never been fearful of taking on the very best challenges in front of her. Had those 2 great fights with Mikaela Mayer. Despite those fights not going her way across the pond, what does she prove, and how pleased are you to see her back in the UK?
Well, she's always taken challenges. You know, we see so many fights not happening and fighters not taking chances and opportunities. Sandy's the complete opposite. Even in the early stages of her career before that, she tried to step up and she built her way back up, became a world champion. And, you know, the Mikaela Mayer fight, the first fight, very close. I think the second fight, you know, Mikaela deserved to win the second fight, but Sandy knows now what she's got to do to build her way back in. It's a great fight with Jade. It's going to be a perfect type of fight, you know, and the kind of fight she needs to build herself back up. It's such a great time for female boxing right now, and so many opportunities, and Sandy's got everything there. She's done tremendously already. She's already tested herself so many times, and she's never afraid to do that, and you're going to see her in big fights. But obviously Jade's here. She's going to look to spoil the party and take all of Sandy's fans on Saturday night. So we're in for a great fight here, and excited to see Sandy back in the ring though.
Jade, let's bring you in. I was just speaking to you outside the room there before the press conference started. Big smile on your face, much like you're seeing now.
I'm buzzed to be here. What an opportunity for me. Young girl from Newark, making it happen.
Well, just talk to me about what this opportunity does mean to you, because you're going up against one of the best on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. The things that Sandy's achieved so far in her career, someone can only respect that, and full respect for Sandy. But it's time to see Jade Grierson, and that's why we're here, and I've trained for it. Perfect opportunity, perfect platform, and I was born to do this. I'm born to be on that stage.
Albeit at world level, Sandy is coming off back-to-back defeats. Do you believe this could be a good time to be fighting Sandy?
Any time would be a good time to fight Sandy. I'd have took it after 2 wins with Mikaela. So regardless on coming off 2 defeats. But yeah, it's good for me, it's good for my career. Of course it is, to have this opportunity to go up against Sandy. But yeah.
From what you've seen then, Jade, how do you believe you can beat Sandy Ryan? What have you seen? And tell us how you believe you do beat her on Saturday.
I set the pace with Sandy. I set the pace, I pick my shots, and I pick out those opportunities. And you see what I'm capable of on Saturday night.
OK, don't mind that at all. Sandy, let's bring you in. We were just saying as well before the press, it's been a long time since you've boxed in the UK. I think it was March of 2024 last year when you fought Terry Harper.
Yeah.
But when you look at what you've been doing, obviously the 2 fights with Mikaela Mayer, I remember after the Erica Farias setback earlier on in your career, and it really hurt. No fighters like losing, but that one I remember you saying particularly hurt you. How much do you feel like you've matured since that night when you look back at what's happened over the last year?
What, since the last fight?
Since the, well, in comparison to what happened with Farias, I remember that affected you at the time, but you seem in a good place boxing at the top level despite what's happened with Mayer of late.
Yeah, like, look, you can't buy experience, and I've been there and done that, and Jade seems confident, but she ain't been at this level, so we'll see Saturday night. But yeah, I'm always maturing every fight. Every fight you learn, and you can learn the bad way, as I have, and you can learn the good way, as I have. So for me, this fight is to get back the Sandy, the old Sandy, and that's what you'll see Saturday.
Interesting, Jamie mentioned Terry Harper there. You brought her in for sparring, right? How has camp been, and how's the sparring with Terry?
Yeah, really good. Me and Terry have been, the last couple of weeks, we've got some good rounds in. And yeah, we laugh and joke because obviously we shared a ring, but that's the good side of boxing. And you don't really get that very often. And yeah, so we've had some good rounds, and I respect her massively.
And no doubt for you, Sandy, that the ambition is there to be a world champion once again. We're unsure of what's going to happen with the undisputed fight at 147, maybe down the line. But for you, what do you see as the the preferred route to getting your name right back in the mix for world title honours?
Look, as you know, me, I take any fight. If Frank had said we're going in straight into another world title, it would have been the case. But we've got Jade in front of us, and she seems very game and confident, and that's what I like, a fighter coming to me. So it should be a good fight.
She says she can set the pace against you. What do you make of that? Is she wrong? Is she right?
I'm not sure. So I don't think she's ever been in a deep waters fight, as you say. So we'll see if she can set the pace Saturday.
Ready to swim, Jade? What is your final prediction?
Ready to swim. Just touching what Sandy said about how I've never competed at this level or with the elite or stuff like that. Not many people know, but I've competed in martial arts and sports since I was like 6 years old. It's all I've known. I live and breathe kickboxing, boxing. The amateur game didn't really suit my style. I'm more stylistically professional, and that's just so we turned over. But we planned to turn over just before lockdown, and lockdown hit, unfortunately. So it's a case of like catching up, just having a catch up. I've never shied away from any task. I've always asked for the toughest opponent. We got a draw from Vader, and which absolutely gutted me. And we went back. She takes people zeros, so we redeemed that. And then I sat there and I thought, well, 2025's got to be my year. So if something big don't happen, Dean, we need to make it happen. And then he rung me up and said, do you want to box Sandy? I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, we talk about these deep waters and stuff. I mean, who knows they can swim until they get in that deep water, hey?
And bearing all that in mind, you know, this being almost your destiny, how exciting is it knowing that potentially you're one win away from what could be a world title shot?
Very excited. And a lot of fighters, they've got their own motivation. Everyone's got their own motivation why they get in that ring and why they do what they do. But honestly, I'll do anything for my daughter, Amani. Shout out to Amani. I know you're watching, baby. I hope you had a good day at school. But anyway, listen, she's my motivation. If anything's going to get me through those 10 rounds with Sandy, deep waters, it'll be my baby. And she'll be there in attendance watching. So I hope you haven't overlooked me, Sandy, because it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a very good night.
I definitely not. I like that. I like it.
Fighters.
I like it.
Fighters make fights, and this is a good fight.
Final prediction from you, Sandy. Is ambition enough on Saturday?
Listen, I've been here and done that, and I know what this... Just get past this fight, get back into winning ways, and then I know what the future holds. So there's some big fights there for me. So I'm not going to let this slip away. So.
Okay, do not mind that at all. Great fight to look forward to on Saturday night. Sandy Ryan, she's called it the get back towards more world title opportunity at 147 pounds. Standing in her way is a hugely confident Jade Grierson. One to look forward to on Saturday. Also to look forward to on Saturday night is the chief supporter, County Durham Derby firecracker for the English super middleweight title.
Speed, the jab on point. Lovely left hook landing there by Dickinson when he takes his head off the centre. There's some real spiteful shots.
A brilliant finish to the round from Dickinson.
He's catching him through the middle.
Very powerful statement.
Okay, here we go then. Your chief support on Saturday night. English champion Mark Dickinson defends that English title for the first time against Troy Williamson. Now, Frank, let's bring you in straight away. We love a domestic tear-up. As British fight fans, that's probably, Darren, just about as good as it gets, isn't it, really? And we've seen so many really catch fire of late. This promises to be no different. Why are these the types of fights that when you sit down with Eddie and you look at the plan for the upcoming shows that you want to make?
You know, local domestic fights are what interests us. You know, these two are going to have huge crowds, both of them in there on Saturday night, and we know with both of them they're going to bring a fight. You know, we've seen tremendous fights involving Mark over the years, and the same with Troy. You know, every time they get in the ring, they deliver performances. And again, it goes back to the point, and throughout this card as well, people who want to test themselves. You saw that with the last fight, you know, with Sandy and Jade up here as well. You want fighters who are going to come and know this can change their lives. and that's what this can do for everyone on this card. You know, so for both of these guys up here, it's going to be a big night, a big crowd in there, a big atmosphere, and excited. You know, Mark has built his way back through. Obviously, went to Japan for the prize fighter tournament in a tremendous fight out there. Didn't get the result, but has built his way back through and has got so much to look forward to. But Troy is going to, you know, it's not going to be an easy night. We know that with Troy Williamson. He's going to come to win, and yeah, 100% the kind of fights we need to see more of. And as we see with the cards we got coming up as well in Belfast, in Sheffield as well, domestic dust-ups we want to make more of.
Well, Troy, let's bring you in. We were talking outside before we talk about the move up in weight and how the body's feeling at 168 pounds. How long have you been familiar with Mark Dickinson? As I say, a County Durham derby, and I believe you've sparred hundreds of rounds together as well.
Yeah, we've done a lot of round sparring. Seen him fight. He's obviously, as you all know, he's a quality operator. So yeah, I just can't wait to go Saturday night. I mean, new weight division, new training team. Really excited.
Troy, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Look, form isn't great, and you've had a great career as it is. What is it that keeps motivating you now to come back? What are your ambitions at this stage of your career?
I genuinely believe that there's a lot left to come. It's not hard to tell. Obviously, I was killing myself to do weight. I'm a big dude, and to drain myself down. I'm 34-year-old, just gone 34. To drain myself down to 69 kilo, like super welter, and even middleweight after 13 months out the ring, it was a bit of a struggle. So I believe I've got a lot left to give, and you're going to see the best of me on Saturday night.
And you have had a few super middle, haven't you? 168, certainly early on in your career, and you're unbeaten at the weight. So feeling happy to be back in the division.
Yeah, I think the heaviest I boxed at is 164, I believe.
I had 168 and a half.
168 and a half.
At least you've done your prep down. No worries, mate.
He's done his own work. Yeah, obviously, I just like that was when was my debut 8 years ago. So 8 years on, and I'm that weight now. So for me to get down to obviously them weights, obviously it just shows it's hard work.
And to win that English title, back in the domestic mix, how strong is the ambition heading now into what many will think Troy is must win for you at this stage?
Yeah, the ambition is higher than ever. Like some of the best fighters have lost like 3 times or 4 times off the bounce. Look at Dev Chisova, and obviously he's came back. The Ukraine super middleweight, is it Sergei Devinchenko? He lost 3 or 4 times off the bounce, and obviously look where he went. So the ambition's high. I've got a new training team. I'm feeling great. The weight above, and I'm really excited to get the ball rolling again on Saturday night.
Well, let's hear from you, Mark, as the defending champion for the first time. That was a special night for you, wasn't it, when you picked up that belt? And when you head into a fight like this with Troy Williamson, a fighter that you're very familiar with, despite the recent form, what are the dangers for you in a fight like this?
I don't really take his recent form into account, to be honest. I think styles make fights. I think a lot of the fighters that he's been beat off are very good men, but different styles to me. I think me and Troy will make for a very good fight. I've got a lot of respect for him. I think we'll make for a very good fight. I do agree with what he says. I don't think boiling down to 154 done him any favours. So I expect the best Troy Williamson in there on Saturday night, and when I come away with the win, that'll make it a bit more sweet.
Mark, you've just beaten an unbeaten fighter in Reece final. You win the English title. Tell us what that has done for you as a fighter and what it's done for your confidence.
To be honest, it's not really changed my mindset at all. I don't really look at myself like a champion, to be honest, because I'm not where I want to be. Do you know what I mean? I see it as a stepping stone as to where I want to be, and Saturday night is another one of them, another test I've got to come through against. I know I beat an unbeaten fighter last time, but I've got a more experienced former British champion this time. So I expect a good, tough fight, and a fight that I'll come through.
How far do you believe you can go in this sport, Mark?
Look, I wouldn't box if I didn't think I could be a world champion, but I think the biggest lesson I learned out in Japan is you can't jump through the levels, do you know what I mean? I want to go through and earn my stripes and, learn the stripes along the way and pick up each belt as I go. I'd like to be a British champion early next year, by the end of this year, if I can.
However this fight unfolds, Mark, we're expecting it to catch fire on Saturday night, but as I say, however it goes, why do you believe Troy Williamson can't beat you on Saturday?
I just believe I'm the better boxer, to be honest. But it'll be a very exciting fight. I think you'd pay to watch us spar, so when the head guards come off and the small gloves come on, you're definitely going to want to pay to watch us fight.
Troy, still life left in the old dog. How did you get your arm raised at the end?
Just all I need to do is just do exactly what I've been doing in the gym and inspiring to fight night on Saturday night.
Okay, the County Durham derby, I'm going to keep saying that all week if it wasn't a thing. It certainly is now. West Rainton against Darlington, Mark Dickinson against Troy Williamson for the English super middleweight title on Saturday night. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll face you off a little later on. First, though, it's time for the main event.
Pat McCormack.
This is a wonderful combination from McCormack.
Lovely right hand again.
The hand speed is absolute lightning.
Oh, so many in the game are so excited about where he can go from here.
Okay, here we go then. The main event press conference. Frank, let's bring you in straight away and I guess get straight to the point. Pat McCormack, what do you believe you've got here in terms of a potential star, and what is this fight in the Pat McCormack story?
As everyone will tell you, Pat McCormack is a fighter that we believe and everyone believes can go all the way. You know, you look at his amateur pedigree, what he came through. I think, obviously, what hasn't been ideal is the delays. The injuries have been hard to keep that momentum going and to keep building him as I think we all know we can and where he can get to. I think coming through Saturday night, he's got a tough, real fight against Miguel Parra. WBA eliminator, starts building his way through. And I think by the end of next year, the aim has got to be for world titles. And everyone is aligned with that. And I think had we not have had the injuries, he would have been in that position now. You know, he's got everything and more that's needed to go to the top of this sport, become a world champion, become a unified world champion, you know, and he will do it, 100%, no doubt. And now I think is really the time we can kick on with the journey. September 6th, Miguel Parra, it's a real fight, but then after this, keep him active, keep him busy, aim to get him back out by the end of this year. And as I say, by the end of 2026, this man to my right will be a world champion, undoubtedly.
Difficult question to ask, obviously, as Miguel is sat here, but one fight that has been spoken about is Conor Walker for the British title. In the interim, as Mark was just saying about stepping through the levels, is that a fight that you're looking to make for Pat as well?
Yeah, 100%. Look, it's a tremendous fight. Conor Walker's someone who's shown in his fights over the last year never can be ruled out. You know, has got so much heart, so much desire and fight in him, you know, and that would be a tremendous fight for Pat McCormack. As you say, you can't look past Miguel Parra and what he brings. And this is the kind of fight Pat needs, you know, especially where he's lacked the momentum. He needs people who are going to test him because he's so good. If he goes in there with people who don't push him forward, it's not going to do anything for his career. And at the stage he's at, this is where we need to work towards. And yeah, so I think Conor Walker's a fight we could see next. You know, Conor will have his own, and Sam Jones is somewhere in the room as well. Sam Jones is currently having a mental warfare with Blair Cobbs online. But that is, you know, that's definitely a fight and a potential one. But it's all about Saturday night. He needs to come through Saturday night. He's a professional, you know, and he's going to be focused on delivering a tremendous performance.
Okay, well, standing in the way of Pat McCormack on Saturday night is Miguel Parra. Miguel, welcome. We have your translator here as well in the front row, which is great. In terms of this opportunity for you headlining in the UK, what does this moment mean to you against Pat McCormack?
Bueno, Miguel, ¿qué sentida pelea para ti?
No, es una gran oportunidad, es una pelea, yo creo que es una pelea, la pelea de mi vida. Esta pelea cambia todo, es muy importante pues lo que hay de por medio, el título, los títulos que hay de por medio, la oportunidad también de la eliminatoria sobre todo. Entonces yo creo que es mi momento, es la pelea de mi vida y lo vamos a demostrar este sábado.
Okay, basically, it's going to be the fight of my life. I'm looking forward to this fight and everything.
You fought, I was there when you fought Shakram Giasov in LA. You showed lots of heart, lots of courage. What will you do differently this time to make sure you get the win?
Está diciendo sobre el último pelea, ¿qué vas a hacer diferente en esta pelea para ganar?
No, esta pelea hicimos una gran preparación, a diferencia de, si comentaba con Giasov, creo, de la pelea pasada, y yo creo que va a ser una pelea diferente, con una mejor preparación. Siempre me preparo a conciencia y y lo vamos a demostrar, como lo dije, este sábado vamos bien preparados para los 12 rounds. Yo tengo entendido que van a ser 12 rounds de pelea. Al ser eliminatoria, espero que sean los 12 rounds.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, long questions. You've got to take it all in, digest it, translate it, spit it out. He's gone into lots of preparation for this fight. They thought it was going to be 10 rounds. It's 12 rounds. But he's looking forward to everything. He's done a lot of preparation.
Okay, Miguel, let me just ask you this question. What are the type of fights that you love, and what do you want Pat McCormack to bring on Saturday?
Está diciendo que son los tipos de peleas que te gusta más.
No, a mí me gusta, creo que las peleas pues las hacen los estilos, ¿no? Los dos boxeadores hacen la pelea, pero a mí me gusta el boxeo mexicano, me gusta ir, me gusta trabajar y entrar ahí. Entonces, todos sabemos que en México el boxeo es calidad y entonces lo vamos a demostrar una vez más.
Basically saying that Mexican fights are Mexican fights. He's going to enjoy this fight, just do the best he can.
Okay, fantastic. We'll come back to you, Miguel, for a final prediction in just a moment. Thanks very much for your help as well. Pat, let's bring you in. Here we go. Main event for the first time in Sunderland as well. An eliminator for the world title. Ticks a lot of boxes, doesn't it, this opportunity for you? How does it feel to be here this week?
Yeah, buzzing to be back. Obviously, had a good win my last fight, beat Robbie Davies and got a good stoppage there, and I think that's just pushed us right up there, and now we're in a good fight with a world-ranked opponent, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Pat, you must be buzzing. Look, so much to look forward to. You've got a job in front of you here that you've got to take seriously. But what have you learned about yourself, rather, in that frustrating period where you've been out with injuries, etc.? Is there anything in particular you have found out about yourself?
No, to be honest, I got back in the gym as soon as I could. Obviously, I was out the ring for a while, but I was in the gym non-stop. And yeah, I just can't wait to get back in there Saturday night.
In terms of a challenge, what do you believe is in front of you on Saturday?
Yeah, good fighter, very good fighter. Mexican, knockout puncher. But listen, I believe I've got the skills to beat him, and I feel like I've got the skills to make myself look very well tonight.
Do you look at that Giasov fight, the Shakram Giasov fight, and see that it goes the distance? Is there any thoughts in your mind that you want to get the job done inside the distance, or is it just about winning this fight and moving on?
Just about winning, looking good, and that's all that matters.
It's a difficult question to ask, Pat, and one I don't really like asking, especially when you've got a fight to look forward to. But Frank just mentioned it, talking about this potential fight with Conor Walker. When you look at where you're ranked, number 8 with the WBA, the likes of Jack Cattrall, Conor Benn sit just above you. They're going to be there next year. What do you like about the options that are there, all going well on Saturday?
Yeah, I think obviously British title, Conor Walker's got it, and that's what I want next, or a European title or something like that, Commonwealth, whatever my team wants to put us in for. But yeah, that's what everyone's talking about, so I think that's a fight to make.
And Frank, talking about you being a world champion next year, look, every fighter believes that they'll always say yes. That's what Darren Barker's always told me. You never say no to an opportunity. But in terms of where you're at right now, you believe that's realistic?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you're only a few fights away, but just got to keep winning. Good win on Saturday, and then push on maybe the British, European, something like that next, and then we're just about there.
How do you do it? Just finally.
Pat McCormack win. Look good doing it.
OK, well, that is your main event on Saturday night. The return of Pat McCormack, first headliner and official eliminator for the WBA welterweight title. He meets Miguel Parra live on DAZN on Saturday night. Just before we face the fighters off, here is a little reminder of what else is coming your way, the orders, the timings. On Saturday night, 5:15 p.m, Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels, and the professional debut of 20-year-old cruiserweight Brad Casey over 4 rounds. He faces Goran Gazul. Bristol's TMA Ayton also returns after knockout introduction 10 weeks ago. Once again, over 6 rounds. Adam Maka returns after winning Madison Square Garden debut in style back in June. He fights for the second time this weekend over 4 rounds. And 8-0 Cameron Vong begins life under new trainer Ben Davison when he faces Reckon Arche over 8 lightweight rounds. Big fights on the horizon for Cameron. We then cross live to the DAZN broadcast section, 7 p.m. for the professional fight, I should say. Oh no, it was going to be Leo Atang, but there you go. That's the beauty of live television, Darren. Always check the monitor. Sandy Ryan returns. A long hiatus from fights in the UK. She has big plans to fight for world honours once again at 147 pounds. She meets a confident Jade Grierson on Saturday night. Also, Leo Atang, professional fight number 2 for him before the County Durham Derby. Mark Dickinson versus Troy Williamson leads us in nicely to that main event. Pat McCormack versus Miguel Parra, live from Sunderland Live this weekend, only on DAZN as the fighters pose on stage with Frank Smith. Look forward to seeing Tim A. Aitonback and Adam Macker, the professional debut of Brad Casey. And also look forward, Darren, to seeing the return of this man, Cameron Vong. New life under new coach Ben Davison, as we say, and Leo Atang as well. Just 18 years of age, regarded as one of the brightest hopes in British heavyweight boxing right now. Cameron Vong's fight will conclude the prelims for Leo Atang, one of the 4 fights that make up the live DAZN broadcast starting at 7 p.m. And as we said, a return to UK soil for former world champion Sandy Ryan.
Love this fight. Brilliant fight. Really is. You can see what it means to both. So much on the line. The winner really pushes on to something very, very big. It's an important opportunity for both here.
Like the energy from Jade Grierson, Darren.
Yeah, of course, this is her opportunity here to change her life and her daughter's life and realise a dream.
And also your chief support on Saturday night. It's easy to say sometimes, Darren, expect fireworks, but this is one I can't really see not catching fire.
Yeah, I mean, look, with what's on the line, pride, local derby, as you're calling it, 2 very good fighters who want to prove themselves. They want to move on to bigger and better things, so a win here is a must.
Yep, 2 fighters who know each other very well. Done a lot of rounds in the gym. They do it for real on Saturday night. Mark Dickinson defends that English super middleweight title he has on his shoulder for the first time against Troy Williamson, who is never in a dull affair. Always remember that fight with Ted Cheeseman.
Oh, epic.
Watch
battle.
that back. Watch that back if you've got a bit of time this week. What a fight that was. And of course, culminating in this, the main event. A big moment for Pat McCormack, professional fight number 8 for the Olympic silver medalist. He faces Miguel Parra. Big fights on the horizon, Darren. He's certainly in a good spot.
He is indeed. But this is an opportunity for Parra as well to change his career. Back-to-back wins for the Mexican, who has dreams of fighting for a title himself. So yeah, cannot afford to overlook Parra.
Okay, well that does conclude the final press conference here from Sunderland this afternoon. That's always fun, the sofa, a little bit of mistakes, shall we say, but that's part of the course, isn't it? Really, with me.
We love the bloopers.
I mean, it was mainly me. The blooper reel's pretty good, isn't it?
Well, you're a little bit rusty.
No, I don't know. No, I've not done it in a while.
He was at a wedding yesterday, wasn't he?
I mean, no, it wasn't. For us, not on TV. I'll be taking that up with you after this. Anyway, join us for the weigh-in. Not long to go now. Of course, all the action on Saturday night, but join us right here, same place, Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels for the weigh-in from 1 p.m. I can't believe Darren Barker has just grasped me up live on the air. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Shouldn't have given me stick about the clobber.
Pat McCormack, one of Britain's greatest ever amateurs, continuing to make his mark in the professional ranks.
Oh, 1-2!
Tremendous.
Mark Boo-Boo Dickinson. Oh, big left hook. And the new English super middleweight champion.
Oh, beautiful punch kicking from Sandy Ryan.
Good, flashy, classy stuff.
This Atang special, not just special, but the future in the heavyweight division.
Atang does it in one. This could be the perfect liftoff. The fight starts now!
We've got a lot of special ones at the moment. They're all dangerous. You've got to be careful what's coming back all the time.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
Lotto? What are you playing that for? Well, you know what they say? It could be you.
You're more likely to get struck by lightning.
You've just got to believe.
Believe. It's a conspiracy. No one ever wins.
I did.
Apart from her.
We did.
Apart from them.
It was me, and it could be you.
Hold up.
Well, what makes you so sure? I just have this feeling that...
It could be you.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, I know. It could be you.
Some footballers know the truth. That hard work is a weapon. Used to live their dream, and then someone else's. So in a world of footballers trying to be the solution, what do you do? Football's got enough heroes.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.